Lana Del Rey, the brooding bard of Hollywood heartbreak, jetted out of Paris Fashion Week in style that's equal parts sultry and swampy, boarding a private plane with her husband Jeremy Dufrene, the Louisiana alligator whisperer who's captured her heart and headlines alike. Draped in a plush faux fur-trimmed Valentino coat that screamed old-world glamour, Lana clutched her quilted Panthea bag like a talisman, her signature waves tousled by the City of Lights breeze. Beside her, Jeremy rocked a plaid Gator Go button-down and trucker hat, a folksy foil to her high-fashion flair. The pair, fresh from front-row fever at Valentino's Spring-Summer 2026 show, turned heads not just for their mismatched magic but for the effortless intimacy that radiates from a couple who's traded tabloid turbulence for bayou bliss. It's a love story scripted in contrasts, LA Noir meets Louisiana wild, and as they soared homeward, it felt like the ultimate runway exit. Paris Fashion Week, that whirlwind of ateliers and after-parties, was Lana's playground this season, a stage where her ethereal edge shone against the season's bold palettes. Seated front row at Valentino, flanked by her sister Chuck Grant, the photographer who's lensed her dreamiest campaigns, stylist Molly Dixon, stage was Cody Osborne and manager Ben Mawson, she embodied the house's romantic revival. Her look? A luxe Valentino ensemble that blended sheer overlays with structured shoulders, a nod to Pier Paolo Pacioli's vision of feminine power. Jeremy, thrust into this rarefied air, held his own in casual cool, his Gator tour grit a charming outlier amid the couture crowd. Insiders buzzed about their dynamic. Lana, animated and whispering notes, Jeremy nodding along with that quiet confidence. He's her anchor, one attendee gushed. In a room full of peacocks, he's the pine tree, steady and real. Their romance, a slow-burn saga since 2019, defies the Del Rey playbook of doomed dalliances. It sparked on one of Jeremy's airboat tours through Louisiana's murky mangroves, where Lana, seeking solace from fame's frenzy, found poetry in the peril. I realized pretty immediately that I loved him, she confessed in a recent W magazine interview, her voice soft with hindsight. But that it might get difficult because of what I was bringing to the table. The baggage? A trail of high-profile flings, from A$AP Rocky to Jack Antonoff, and the paparazzi pack that shadows her every sigh. Jeremy, unfazed, quipped, I work with alligators, I have tough skin. And he's proven it, weathering the emotional tempest she owns so vividly in song. All the things that made me upset, and there were so many, he would just listen and say, you be you, and I'll just love you more. Early days were a whirlwind of what's. Lana, fresh off chemtrails over the country club's introspective haze, grappled with vulnerability's vertigo. My emotions were more overwhelming than usual, and my usual emotions can be quite overwhelming, she admitted. Tabloids trolled their low-key dates, picnics in the Everglades, quiet drives down Highway 61, speculating splits before vows were even whispered. But Jeremy stayed the course. If you want, worry about yourself but don't worry about me. Their September 2024 wedding, a riverside affair in Louisiana, sealed it. Lana in lace, Jeremy in linen, guests few but heartfelt. No A-listers, just family and fiddles with vows exchanged under Spanish moss. On their first anniversary eve, Jeremy posted a tender tribute. Just want to wish my precious bride a happy first-year anniversary. A lifetime of love and happy tears to go red heart. Snaps captured cake-feeding giggles, adoring gazes, and a bayou embrace. Lana in veil, Jeremy at the helm, their airboat a floating altar. Post-PFW, the private jet hop homeward, likely to their New Orleans nest or LA hideaway, symbolizes their grounded luxe. No commercial cattle calls for Lana, whose aversion to airports is legendary, recall her ultraviolence-era rants on travel's tedium. Instead, it's seamless, tarmac transfers, leather seats, and Jeremy's hand in hers. Their entourage, Chuck snapping candids, Molly plotting next looks, turns the flight into a floating think tank, brainstorming did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard follow-ups or tour tweaks. Lana's been teasing new music, cryptic IG stories hinting at swamp sonnets, Jeremy's influence seeping into lyrics like vines. He's in every chord now, she hinted in a Variety chat, crediting his steadiness for her creative thaw. This Paris jaunt wasn't solo spotlight, it was partnership parade. At the Valentino show, Pier Paolo gifted Lana a custom clutch etched with Born to Die lyrics, a wink to her enduring allure. Jeremy, mingling with execs, charmed with tales of gator wrangling, bridging Lana's indie ethos with fashion's frenzy. Backstage, hugs with models, air kisses with Anna Dello Russo. The scene was Lana's kingdom, Jeremy her consort. Their dynamic echoes her discography's tension. Fragility wrapped in fortitude, like Norman fucking Rockwell's hazy harmonies. Fans adore it. TikTok smash video games with wedding reels, captioning, "When your muse is an alligator man." Critics, too, Vogue dubbed them fashion's feral fairy tale. Yet, beneath the jet-set sheen lies Lana's quiet revolution. Post-marriage she's softer, fewer midnight monologues on loneliness, more on legacy. Jeremy's world grounds her. Weekends feeding gators, holidays with his tour guide kin. "He sees me, not the myth," she told W. It's healing for an artist whose mind melancholy for gold. As their jet cuts clouds, Paris fading below, one envisions Lana sketching lyrics, Jeremy dozing beside. From Fashion Week flash to bayou calm, their flight's more than miles. It's metaphor for a love that's landed, wild and true.